Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you guys so much for coming back for another episode of our 7-minute news. Now, it has been a while since we provided a 7-minute news segment, so I am terribly sorry, and I hope that you guys can forgive me. A lot of stuff happened and all that crazy things. I shaved my beard. I'm rocking a stash. What do you guys think? Is that too much for me? I don't know. I've never done this before. As well, too, we got this amazing boom stand. Check this thing out. This thing is awesome. It's a little bit loose right now, so I got to mess with it a touch. Yeah, totally. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here. I got to adjust this real quick. Come on. Here we go. Oh, yeah. There we go. Trying to go a little bit off script here, just a touch here. By the way, I'm Stubbs121. Thank you so much for being here for our 7-minute news. We got some hot topics to talk about today, and I'm so excited to bring them with you, to you guys at least. With that being said, we just finished up E3, so we're going to be touching on some E3 news here as well, too. But before we do that, we got to touch on a few more things. Now, with that being said, this video is going to be a little bit longer as well, too, because we are going to be touching on some of the games that I'm really excited about, and I think that you guys should as well, too. Just games that I think that you should keep on your radar. With that being said, let's get underway. First up on our topic of news this week, we're going to be talking about Pride Month, actually, LGBTQIA. With that being said, now it actually does deal with news in the gaming industry. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, there was a little bit of controversy about the creator of the Five Nights at Freddy series, Scott Cawthon. So with this being Pride Month, and I celebrate it as well too, I hope you guys are celebrating it as well. I personally think it's great. I think it's fantastic that we have a month devoted towards this. And I'm a pretty open person. I'm always welcoming. I'm always, like I always say, whenever I finish a video, I always say, don't forget to love, don't forget to be awesome, because hell, we could always use it. And it's so true, because we certainly could. I'm not going to float my opinions in any form or any fashion like that, because we're going to want to stick to the news here. And that's what the kind of the biggest thing with that being said now. Now, the reason I bring that up is because it was revealed that Scott Cawthon, again, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, actually donated to a bunch of politicians and high-ranking individuals who supported non-LGBTQIA communities, groups, things like that. And he got a lot of heat for it, a lot of not good things. Because of that, he is actually stepping down as the lead developer, as the co-creator, as the creator of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. With it being said, it was brought to people's attention that some of the campaigns he supported included Devin Nunes, Ben Carson, Tulsi Gabbard, and former President of the United States, Donald Trump. Cawthon, he announced his retirement. In his retirement post that he actually posted on Reddit, he does not mention that these donations are connected to his retirement in any way, shape, or fashion. But he has recently defended his actions in a lengthy Reddit post titled "My Response and Maybe My Last Post." Now, with that being said, he is, like I said, going to be stepping down from the Five Nights at Freddy's series, but that does not mean that Five Nights at Freddy's is going to be going anywhere. He is actually looking for a successor to that franchise to kind of keep it going, growing as well too, because it did really well. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's started a number of years ago. It's put out a ton of different spin-off sequels, and it's got a pretty good following. My cat totally just meowed at me. I think he's kind of giving me looks. I think he's judging me a whole lot right now. With that being said, though, he in his Reddit post, he said, "I only ask that my fan base respect my decision." Now, that decision, of course, is to step down. I will still be around, just not in the capacity that I used to be. What a blessed career I've had. What wonderful people I've met. And what a tremendous blessing to have been able to know all of you. Thank you so much. It's pretty important. I mean, I certainly think it is, because he generated a lot of, fame, a lot of, attention through the Five Nights at Freddy's series, and it garnered a lot of, really good things. But now with this coming out, what are you guys' thoughts on it? Do you guys support his decision for stepping down? Do you guys think this is part of the whole cancel culture aspect of it? Now, we're strictly sticking to the news segment of gaming, of the gaming industry. We're not kind of delving into people's opinions or things like that. We're just trying to stick to the actual gaming industry aspect of that. Now, to wrap it up, again, Scott Cawthon, the leader of, or the creator of Five Nights at Freddy, steps down due to posting or due to revelations that he supported non-LGBTQIA communities and politicians, and he actually donated to them as well. Now, again, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you guys support his decision to step down? Do you guys not support his decision to step down? I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are, so please leave the comments down below. Alright guys, we are on to our second topic. Now, I'm a huge fan of MOBAs. I've played League of Legends. I've played Smite. I've played every single MOBA that I can think of on mobile, waiting for League of Legends Wild Rift to come out, and it finally came out, so I've been crushing that like crazy. The only one that I've actually never played was Dota 2. Not that there's anything bad with Dota 2. I think it's a great game. I've actually never played it. Looks like a lot of fun, and it garners a whole lot of amazing attention. It's just, I got, put with League first. I mean, that's why I was introduced to with a MOBA. With that being said, though, I'm also a huge Pokemon fan. I played pretty much every single Pokemon that there is. I've played Pokemon on the Game Boy. I played Pokemon on the Game Boy Advance. I played it on the DS. I played it on the Switch. I played it on my phone playing Pokemon Go. So, I mean, I've played it like crazy. So why not we take a MOBA and we take Pokemon and combine the two, and that's what creators are actually doing. Now, this game was first kind of teased back, I believe it was back in last year's summer actually, of 2020, a game called Pokemon Unite. Now, it's actually a MOBA Pokemon game. Now, this is huge. I'm super excited for this, and it totally blows my mind that they actually decided to do something like this. I'm super excited. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. With it being said, I'm actually going to be reading off some of the interesting things about the Pokemon MOBA. Now, like I said, I am super excited about this because it is not a traditional MOBA. Now, where you actually go down your lane and you capture Pokemon and upgrade their stats and abilities, all while basically thwarting or doing the opposite for your opponent so you can win. It's really interesting because, with that being said, like previous games, there's no real kind of exploring area that we know of just yet. Your main location actually takes place on Aeos Island, A-E-O-S, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, where there's actually energy that comes out that can actually increase your Pokemon's abilities, evolve them as well too, which is really cool. So I'm really excited about that too. Now, this island actually takes place in somewhere within the Pokemon world, somewhere in the ocean area, because of course that's where an island usually takes place, is in the middle of an ocean. Wow, subs, come on, man, keep up with your game here. Ugh, jeez. So like I said, there are, with traditional MOBAs, there's usually like 5 roles or so. You usually got a top, you usually got a mid, you usually got a jungle, an AD carry, or something that's causing the most amount of damage, and then a support. And the same kind of concept takes place here as well too. There's 5 different roles in the Pokemon Unite game. There's the attacker, there's the defender, there's the speedster, supporter, and all-rounder. What we know about those is very little. We just know that those are the 5 types. Now, as you guys know, if you guys have ever played a Pokemon game, there are type weaknesses, like water defeats fire, fire defeats grass, and grass somehow defeats water. I still never quite understood how that happens. With that being said, there are no type weaknesses in this game. So if you have a Charizard and it's going up against a Blastoise, it depends on where your leveling stats are. I'm assuming from energy that's built into them, or if they're evolved or whatever. But water doesn't beat fire, which is really interesting. So I'm curious to see how that actually goes, because that was kind of a core mechanic of Pokemon, that you had type weaknesses, and that was how you generally defeated your opponents, either a lot quicker, or it actually gave you a little bit more of a fight if you were going up against like a half weakness or so. Now, with that being said as well too, each Pokemon will start the match at level 1 and will progress from there. With the ability to use Aeos Energy, you can evolve your Pokemon as well. With that as well too, is that there of course is going to be a battle pass. Like most games, there is DLCs, and this is going to be a battle pass that you can buy seasonally. Now, is seasonal every, once every 4 months, once every 3 months, once every half a year? We're not 100% sure. But with that being said, you guys can actually get exclusive rewards. It definitely seems like worth trying. I'm super excited for this game. They're possibly releasing it sometime in July and September for Switch and mobile respectively. Now, are you guys going to pick this up? I'm super excited for it. I'm really interested to see how this goes. I'm really curious to know why they came up with a MOBA for Pokemon, because you usually only have like one champion or one being, and you fight smaller like middle or smaller or little kind of creatures or so, and I'm curious if they're going to have multiple of like littler Pokemon and bigger Pokemon that's your being. I have no idea. Basically it's rattling my brain, so I'm really curious to see how things go with this. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know if you guys are really interested in this. Let me know if you guys think this is a cool idea. If you guys don't like this idea, if you're willing to pick it up, let me know. If you are willing to pick up, let me know, because I will totally play with you and we will get down to business. Awesome. All right, cool. All right, guys, we have come to the long-awaited E3 talk. Now, this is going to cover a lot of games that I think that you guys should keep on your radar. It's just my opinion. You guys should totally check out every single game that was talked about, discussed, released, at E3, and we will totally have the entire list down below. But these are some of the games that I'm super excited for. I'm totally going to have to pick up a Xbox Series X or a PS5. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting to see if I can upgrade my GPU, but that does not look like it's going to be happening for a long time, guys. So with that being said, let's get underway. Let's get this going. Now, with that being said, like I just said there, oh boy, I need to change up my phrases. Seriously, guys, I think I say that every single day or something. E3, in my opinion, was kind of meh. I didn't really think it revealed a whole lot. I mean, some games I'm super excited for, and some games I was just kind of like, it's kind of a dud. I'm not really feeling it too much. A couple games that I'm really excited for are the Breath of the Wild 2, which doesn't really have a title as of yet. Battlefield 2042, which looked absolutely freaking amazing. Will that play on my PC? Probably not. That's why I said I got to pick up an Xbox Series X or a PS5. Now, the other game I'm really excited for is Redfall. Now, this game actually came from the same developers who created Dishonored, Dishonored 2, and Prey. I am a huge Dishonored fan. It is one of my favorite games of all time. I think the concept of going stealth or just full-out ballistic abilities, I think it was amazing, because I think it kind of follows a little bit in the same area or the same genre as BioShock, which BioShock series is probably my most favorite series of all time. Just about besides Gears of War, besides God of War. Yeah, sorry, getting off on a tangent here. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. I'm really excited to see kind of what they're doing. So let's get underway. Let's talk about some really interesting games here. First up on the list is Elden Ring. This actually got its first gameplay trailer with a release date of January 21st, 2022. Really close to my birthday, so if you guys are feeling generous, maybe you should send it my way for a little birthday surprise. I'm just saying. Now, this is really cool because it's actually a collaboration between Hidetaka Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin, who, as you guys should know, is the creator of the Game of Thrones series. It is From Software's largest, most freeform map up to date, they say. I'm really excited for this game. I'm really interested in it. I think it's going to be really cool. Just kind of delving into more of this fantasy-esque style, so I'm really interested. I think it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal game. Next up on our list is an Xbox PC exclusive coming from Bethesda, which that makes complete sense because the Xbox just bought Bethesda. That is actually Starfield. This looks really cool because they actually quote that it's kind of like a Skyrim in space. I like Skyrim. I'm not a huge fan of Skyrim. I prefer Fallout to Skyrim. That's just my opinion. I think it's a little bit more my take when it comes to actually Fallout 3. 4 I didn't really care for, and 76 of course I didn't care for as well too. But Skyrim, kind of like a meh in my book, but I'm really super excited for this one. With that being said, it's going to be released November 11th, 2022, so we got a while until this is going to hit, guys. Will my PC probably play it? Most definitely not, with it being said. As I mentioned as well too, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be coming out. It does not have a date, it does not have a title as of yet. It's just quote-unquote Breath of the Wild 2. That is going to be released, they're looking at sometime in 2022, so we got a while until that's going to happen. Is it going to be more suited towards the Switch Pro, which is coming out possibly soon? Are they looking to have it more exclusively for that? Is it going to be able to play just on a Switch? I really hope so, because I'm really not looking to pick up a Switch Pro when I already have a Switch. Next up on the list is they just released the new character for Super Smash Bros. DLC, set to release June 28th. This character is going to be Tekken's Kazuya, which I'm really excited for. I think he's going to be a whole lot of fun to play. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer for it, but where they did the whole kind of, I think it was Tekken 3, where Kazuya's father threw him off the cliff. So I'm really excited for that. I could be wrong though. It might have been, he might have threw Jin off the cliff. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't watched that trailer in quite a while, but it does remind me of old Tekken days, so I'm really excited for that as well too. Next up on our list, and I have kind of a meh feeling about it, is Halo Infinite. The reason I say that is I did not like Halo 4 and I did not like Halo 5. They were both... Halo 4 wasn't terrible. It wasn't great by any means, but it wasn't terrible. I also really did not like Halo 3 that much when it was originally Bungie. Halo 4 just felt a little bit lackluster, and Halo 5 did absolutely nothing for me. I thought it was a giant dud, and I'm really not holding my breath for Halo Infinite when it comes to. I hope that it's good. I really do, just because I grew up playing Halo a ton when I was a kid with my friends. So I'm hoping that it does well, but I'm not really holding my breath at all. It is set to release holiday 2021, so keep that on the radar if you're a Halo fan. If not, it might be a good idea to just kind of pass this one by, or maybe wait to see what the reviews are. Like I said as well too, next up is the Arcane Studios Redfall. Now this is a vampire-esque game, and I'm really excited for this. Like I said, I'm a huge Dishonored and Dishonored 2 fan, so I'm really excited to see this. I'm definitely going to be picking this up probably first day, if I do pick up an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. So that game is strictly going to be an Xbox Series X/S and PC game. Now this kind of makes sense because it is set to release in the summer of 2022, and it seems like they're really starting to fade out Xbox One games and consoles. Rockstar actually just released that they were going to stop online services for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So that's kind of huge. They're seriously fading out old systems. Which I can definitely see the reason why that they're putting Redfall strictly on the Xbox Series X. It also might be because Redfall, it just won't be held properly, or it just won't be able to run properly on an Xbox One, as you guys can probably see from Cyberpunk 2077. But I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that as well too. Are you guys a little bit upset about that? Are you guys curious to know more about that? Let me know if you guys want to have more of a discussion about that, if you guys are interested to talk more about that, the fading or the pushing out of old consoles. As well too, guys, on our second episode of our podcast, we actually discussed Far Cry 6. Now I'm really excited for this game because I am a diehard Far Cry fan, and it was really, really cool now that in Far Cry 6, the DLC, which we totally discussed in that podcast, like I just said, which you guys can check out up above, you can actually play 3 episodes of the 3 previous villains in the 3 previous games. I'm talking about Far Cry 3 Voss, I'm talking about Far Cry 4 Pagan Min, and Far Cry 5 Joseph Seed. This is really cool because we've never actually been able to play as the villain before to kind of see their perspective. I don't really kind of consider Pagan Min like a super bad guy, so I'm curious to know more about him. Voss was super cool, but they totally cut him short. They basically got rid of him at like halfway point, which really sucked. Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5 was cool. He was interesting. He was kind of a manipulator more than anything as well too. So I'm really excited to see kind of where they take this information with the new DLC for Far Cry 6. So like I said as well too, guys, you guys can check out the entire list of games that were released, discussed, talked about at E3 down below. Like I said, E3 to me was kind of a meh. I mean, there's some games that I'm super excited about. Like I said, Battlefield 2042, Halo Infinite, kind of a meh for me. Redfall, I'm super excited for. Breath of the Wild 2, I'm super excited for. The DLC for Far Cry 6, I'm super excited for. Those games I'm really, really excited for. But there's a ton of games that I was kind of a meh, doesn't really faze me, kind of an idea there. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? What games are you guys super excited for? Are you guys interested in something particular? Do you guys want to talk about something? Definitely hit me up, because I would love to have one of you guys, if you guys are interested, in our next podcast as well too. That way we can discuss about more E3 games, or just games in general that you guys want to talk about. With that being said, guys, this wraps it up for our 7+ minute news. Yeah, we totally went over the 7-minute barrier here, but that's okay, because I told you guys that we would be discussing some new information, all the new games, all the games that were discussed, talked about E3. So we were going to push this episode out a little bit farther than normal. I hope you guys can forgive me. I really, really hope so. But I was so excited to talk to you guys about E3 and games that I'm really looking forward to, as well as games that you should also be really looking forward to. At least games that I think that you guys should be putting on your radar. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for being part of this latest episode. I've been Stubbs121. If you guys do like what you see, definitely don't forget to hit that sub button, that like button, and that bell button to be notified of any new videos that are coming out, because we're pumping them out here pretty often. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much. I will be sure to catch you guys on the next video. And like I always say, don't forget to be awesome, and don't forget to love, because hell, we could always use it. And I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys. Have a great day.